Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my current update wish list. As you guys are probably aware, there's probably going to be an update in the next 2 weeks or so. That's normally when the next update cycle is. So I just thought I'd do this type of video just to see what you guys are also interested in as well in terms of the next update, and what can bring back some hype for Brawl Stars. So before we jump into the video, make sure you're using the correct code in the shop. That'd be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, guys, so jumping into my update wish list. Just going to be going through quite a few per game. Just going to do like a commentary type video. Normally those type of videos do the best. So starting off with my number one wish list, well, for the update wish list, it's going to be the resistance gears. So as you guys are definitely aware of, the resistance gear is one of the most useless things in Brawl Stars right now. Literally never used, and even in like a Power League setting, which was probably why the gear was kind of actually introduced into the game, because it might have got some like viability in Power League, because it's one of those picks where you kind of look to try and counter the enemies. That's one of the main reasons why they kind of added it, and still for me just doesn't make sense in terms of the game. You know, it's only a certain few brawlers which have like a stun feature, a slow feature, that kind of thing, and still it doesn't really like actually counter it. Like it only, I think, gets rid of like 40% or 35% of the slow or the stun. And when we're talking about stun durations, they're not really that long anyway, so it's not really going to help you too much in those 1v1 fights. So anyway, resistance just completely useless. So for me, it has to be complete reworked. So there's a ton of different ideas which you can have for like a rework to resistance gears. So I'll probably leave that for interpretation for you guys, just because, again, there's so many different things that you can add. I've already touched up on this before on my other video about probably like a month ago about how resistance gears should have been reworked. So if you want to revisit that, you can take a look back. But again, just needs to be some sort of rework. Like literally any type of ability set for resistance should be better than that. So that's going to be the first one. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, so jumping into the next few kind of wishes I hope for with the next update. Only some small ones, but I feel like this has been needed for a long time. So the next one for me, and again, I don't know completely how I would actually do this, but I feel like there needs to be some incentive to push ladder right now. The only time I'll go on ladder, I don't know about you guys, maybe it's a bit different for you guys because maybe ladder is a bit fresh for you, but you know, I've been playing ladder for like 3-4 years. I know I'm only a minority of players, but for a lot of people as well, I see on social media that they share the same frustration as me, is that, you know, ladder right now is just extremely stale. Just hardly any time spent on ladder at the moment for me. I've recently got 50k wins on 3v3, which you guys might think, well, I play a lot of ladder, but over the past year, I don't think I've hardly touched ladder at all. It's literally except for quests, which for me, maybe that's just because I've just played so much Brawl Stars over the years. But as for like, again, there could be just a lot more incentive with ladder. Like, I don't know what they could really do. I feel like there's just something missing in terms of ladder. Like, there's all these other modes that you can play, like Power League, like, I don't know, like Power League, Club League. That's probably the only time I've spent really playing Brawl Stars outside of scrims like I used to. But as I said, like, ladder just doesn't seem to be worth my time whatsoever. It just seems to be a little bit lackluster. You know, rank 35s just aren't what they used to be whatsoever. Like, they were really good like 2 years ago, 1 year ago or so. Like, it's not really as exciting to get rank 35 anymore. So I just feel like something needs to be changed. Maybe some new added ranks into the game, maybe like rank 40. You know, that would add a little bit of incentive for some players to push up to rank 40, and it would create a little bit more hype, because obviously like the rank 35 isn't the best anymore. You know, that could be pretty interesting. That's a good thought as well. But I just feel like there's just something missing. Maybe Brawl Stars has the answers. I don't really know for sure, but I don't really think that's going to be actually a feature in the next update, because I don't feel like ladder is their priority right now. So maybe we will see that in a future update, but probably not this one. But it looks like we're going to be scoring inside of this one if Shelly is able to put that in. So that's going to be another wish for my wish list. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, so hopping into the next few. I realize I just speak way too much for like one single thing I want with the wish list. So we're going to cover at least two here. So the first one for me, I'm hoping that there'll be some sort of Power League change. So we already know there's going to be a few adjustments to Power League. I'm hoping they can probably get in time the like switching brawlers with your teammates ready for Power League. I know you can do this already in friendly rooms, because of course I've scrimmed, well, I used to scrim a lot in the Power League kind of format, and you can switch your teammates there. So I'm hoping you can switch with your teammates in the future in Power League, and then also suggesting brawlers as well. That'd be pretty nice. And I just think as well, which would be a nice feature, like for example this season, the main reason reason why I've not put Power League Guide out this season is because I'm not really enjoying Power League whatsoever this season. Like, the maps are just really bad. There's a few maps which are just not competitively viable whatsoever, but I know it's within Supercell's intention to actually add a few maps that aren't actually in the competitive rotation, which I guess is okay because they're trying to learn which maps are actually competitively viable in Power League. But I feel like, you know, having these maps for like, what, 2 months nearly, it's just really boring, especially considering some of them are just so bad. It just makes me not want to play Power League whatsoever. So my suggestion is to look at probably rotating the maps a lot more. So maybe like every single every what's it called, every couple of weeks, even every month, you know, having a couple of map rotations per Power League cycle. I think it'll keep it a lot more fresh and just a lot less frustrating for me. So the next one is going to be the brawlers without gadgets. So I spoke about this last time, how, you know, if gadgets, there weren't any gadgets for any new brawlers. Again, there's still quite a few a few brawlers that don't have a second gadget. There's a couple that I can think of right here. I've got Jackie, Amber, Buzz, Griff, Meg, and Surge. So they're like the main ones. I might have missed a few, but they're the main ones that I can think of that need gadgets, which again, like, brawlers should mostly have 2 gadgets already. So that's going to be a couple more. Let's hop into the next few. All right, guys, so jumping into the next one, I'm going to combine these two together just to keep it a little bit shorter. So for me, you know, my next wish list, of course, you know, as a pro player, self-proclaimed pro player, I feel like balance changes. So of course, balance changes are going to be on my wish list. So for me, there's some obvious buffs, some obvious nerfs that need to happen. So of course, with the nerfs, you know, Fang, Eve, Spike, Byron, all of these brawlers definitely need to get nerfed in some way. You know, Fang, for me, the star power has to get nerfed. The fact that you can get your super back like instantly is just pretty insane to me. So that's got to be the #1 nerf to Fang. So I'm just going to list a couple of here. So Eve as well, you know, Eve definitely having to be nerfed. You know, even with the range nerf, don't think it's anywhere near enough for me. Like, I feel like there needs to be a bigger nerf. Like, she does a lot of damage, and just for me, like, star power is completely broken. I don't feel like that actually needs to be in the game. Like, that star power should just go, because even if that star power had the hatchlings had like 1 HP, you know, it's still wasting an ammo, and it's just really frustrating having to waste an ammo just on a pet. It's, you know, it's one of the most toxic things in Brawl Stars. And then next up, nerf list like Spike just a little bit too versatile. You can pretty much just ready up on Spike on every single map near enough and have a good time. So, you know, multiple ways you can nerf Spike. His gadget is a little bit too strong. Curveball, a little bit annoying. I don't think that's going to get nerfed, but for me, I'll definitely be nerfing that. You know, it does probably a little bit too much damage, and there's probably a few more things they can nerf with him. And then next up, we have Byron. So the #1 nerf I want to see to Byron has to be his supercharge rate. So his supercharge rate going from 3 hits to 4 hits. I feel like it just, you know, it's a bit too much of an assassin. Like, you can charge your super really easily with Byron. Only 3 hits to get your super, and then you can easily just like walk up to a wall, throw it over, and you're going to be killing a lot of brawlers when they're below that 2.1k mark. And it's just incredibly frustrating to be on the other side. Like, a sniper that can throw over walls and finish you off when you're really weak, it's just so broken. Like, I just don't know how it hasn't been like nerfed in the past, and I feel like that would be a nice nerf to Byron. Maybe nerf his damage just a little bit. I don't know, probably a couple of nerfs needed for Byron. And then in terms of buffs, there's quite a few brawlers that probably need a buff, but for me, there's a few in there's a few main ones. Like, Lou has to be buffed. Like, Lou's just absolutely terrible right now. There's brawlers like Penny that haven't been buffed in such a long time. You know, Squeak, just been awful for such a long time. You know, there's like 3 brawlers which I think just have to be buffed. So that's probably going to be another loss for us, but those are going to be a few more on my wish list. Let's hop into the last few. All right, guys, so jumping into the final few things on my wish list. So kind of 2 in 1 again with this one. So I just feel like there's not enough like fun things to do in Brawl Stars right now. So as you guys again are fully aware, there's a lot to do in terms of grinding in Brawl Stars. You know, you have Power League, you have Club League, and quests, which all feel a little bit too grindy. So for me, even again as a player that probably grinds Brawl Stars a lot more than the normal person, I feel like there's too much to grind for in a way. So I feel like there needs to be like some more fun things. So just like the April Fool's challenge. Like, everyone loved that. I just seen the views on that video, and especially on a lot of other YouTubers videos covering that challenge, like, they were just skyrocketing. Everyone just loves those type of challenge, and I do as well. So I'm hoping for more fun challenges, like a challenge every week. I don't think it would ever get boring. You know, challenges are some of the most fun things in Brawl Stars for me anyway. So, you know, fun challenges every week, or just a challenge to do something every week, would be a nice touch for Brawl Stars. And then again, my final point, which I don't really have any like key things to say about it, but I just hope like Brawl Stars have something in the pipeline which will just be like really exciting. So they've done a few of these things in the past, you know, like Gears is supposed to be really exciting, you know, Club League, they've done like Map Maker, that was a really exciting time. I hope they've got another big update in the pipeline, because again, like peak Brawl Stars was like Map Maker. You know, some people hate to admit it, but Map Maker was really fun, and lots of people enjoyed it on YouTube. I can think of multiple YouTubers that just made so many good videos on Map Maker because of like how fun it was for the casual player. And yeah, I just feel like there needs to be something big with the next update to bring a lot of people back, because there were a lot of angry people with the last update. And yeah, I just hope there's some type of like hype in the next update, because, you know, I love Brawl Stars, and I just hope it continues to be a loved game for a long time. So, you know, that's going to be it for today's video. A lot talking in this one. I could go on forever about you know, ideas for the future updates. Let me know if you like these type of videos as well, and I could also make a video on like ideas for gadgets. You know, if there's like 5 or 6 brawlers I don't have a gadget, maybe I could even make a video on a bunch of ideas that I've got for that gadget. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.